everyone, and welcome to Living in Faith. I'm your host, Giovanna Tartarone.
And I am your co-host, Pablo Sanchez. Good afternoon, Gigi.
Hello, Pablo. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing well. I'm definitely overcoming faith. Overcoming anxiety with faith. That's definitely
Well, that is today's topic. We're talking about the gift of peace, and we know that the foundation of everything is having a peace of mind, and that's where we can really open up the doors to receive the good things in life, right? When we're living in fear, there's no peace. So let's talk about how peace is the foundation of helping us live a better life.
it. Gigi, when for myself, I find peace reading the scriptures.
Mm,
I'm at peace whenever I'm meditating on God's words. Really reading one of, as you know, I do my daily scriptures, and
yes.
I do get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do them. So I'm doing a verse, and I'm asking for the Holy Spirit to come to me, and I actually start to say, "Holy Father, please help me." And I start out with my scripture, and I get into prayer, and that really what I because I'm doing it, it has become a habit for me right now, which is something that I strongly recommend for everyone to do. You have to set out time for prayer for yourself on a daily basis, not just once, but at least 3 times a day. Do it as if through your 3 meals a day. You will definitely find that peace. You will be able to get that boss off of your shoulders.
Yeah, I believe so.
Get
Absolutely.
all that anxiety off of your shoulders. There's no way that you can do it on your own. You have to be able to count on God. And really, this anxiety that we have, whether it is financial problems, they're not going to be resolved right there by meditating on those things or just worrying about it. That's not going to happen. Why? Because worrying is from the devil. The devil wants to see you worrying. Why does that happen, right? Because when you're worried, you're nervous, you're shaking, right?
You're not in control.
You're
You're not.
not in control at all. So really, what you need to do, and that is what I call the dark side, right?
Yes, yes.
You often hear me say, turn on your light. Where there's light, you cannot be in it. There's no fear. It is completely amazing. So that's what I encourage everyone to do. So uh, so the anxiety is represented by fear,
I
and
know it. And I just want to say this is all state of mind, right? This is us, the state of our mind. So the thoughts that we have are creating the state of mind. So,
com-
how can we shift those thoughts that will, again, shift the anxiety, the fear? Because ultimately, it's an inner state of being. So, we have to change something within us to feel the difference, right?
completely, Gigi, and that's why you see on my son right there, it says change your thoughts and you change your world, and
Love
that's
it.
that's what it's all about. Being able to uh, a good way of putting it, or the best way that I put is putting on the armor of God. And with the armor of God, being able to defend yourself against any attacks that you have. The first thing is the helmet. The helmet is controlling your mind. Your mind, any thoughts that come to your mind. That's the first place where the attack comes. The devil will not attack you on your foot. The devil will not attack you on your shoulder. The devil will attack you in your mind.
Yeah.
If he can control your mind, he has you. He has you. It is completely amazing. Now, talking about fear, Gigi, I want to share this because I want to make a point. This past weekend, my niece went through a spiritual retreat. It was for couples, and what happens there, I met with the pastor beforehand, and this pastor is like a Joel Osteen in Spanish. He is an amazing guy. He's telling me why he's doing this retreat for couples. And I finished the sentence for him. I said, because If the devil manages to get a divorce from one of you guys, what he does, he wins twice. And then on top of it, if you have any kids, then the kids, they're all split up. They go their own different ways, and everyone begins to drift. But everything begins with your thoughts. Now, if you're thinking godly thoughts, the chance of the devil attacking you are way out there, Now, myself, so really, all of these things, that everything comes as you stated. Everything comes from our thoughts, what we allow to come into our minds. And the devil, once again, should I repeat it, Gigi? The devil is not going to attack your foot. The devil is going to attack your mind. The devil is going to attack your mind.
And your mind is connected to your heart, right? So the fear that we're feeling is because we have emotional pain in the heart. The anxiety is, the emotions is energy in motion. There is all that negative energy coming from whatever situation that will bring anxiety, that we have to shift our mind and our thinking in order to shift the emotions.
And what we realize is that by ourselves, we're not able to do that.
No.
We can do it by ourselves. And that's what God is always inviting us. He's inviting us to come to him with all of our problems. Cast your problems on him. He will take care of you. And really, at the end of the day, I ask you, what do you have to lose? You have already tried everything for this, no matter how many years you have been living, depending on what you have. You have already tried it your way. It has not worked. And you continue to have this anxiety. Let it go. Let it go. I have a beautiful example right now. My mom is 86 years old. And she had a heart stroke. And then the whole left side was left paralyzed. My mom, no matter what, she would, when you get left paralyzed, you lose all of your muscles. And my mom was, no matter what, she's lifting, trying to move. So her whole left side was left paralyzed. And what happens is, my mom would not give up. The moment when here with the insurance, you're limited as to how much time you can have with the doctor. They cut her off. My mom cried that day because she could no longer have the therapy that she much loved, because she knows that therapy is the key for her. So, long story short, the left side breaks down. We're going, and I promised her I was going to take it to Ecuador the first chance we get. We're going down to Ecuador. We'll do a layover in Miami, and then my wife takes her to the bathroom, and then she says, "Leave me alone." And then she falls down. My mom falls down, but she falls down on her right side.
On the opposite arm.
Yeah. So now you have a lady, 86 years old, that can't move, and she's like this. So now the left side, the side that has not moved in 5 years, she begins like this. And now she's feeding herself. And now she could not walk. And the reason why she could not walk is because you need to be balanced. So if she could not move her arm, she could not balance herself out. So now she's walking, like taking baby steps, and she's actually moving, and she's walking better, and all the problems you can imagine. But the thing is that this is a perfect example of overcoming fear, right? We can go through this whole thing. She could very well have had the fear of dying, right? The fear of this. You know what she says? She says, God did not say I was going to lie. I was going to, the rest of my days, I'm not going to pass on my bed. I'm supposed to walk. I am supposed to walk. And she has it in her mind that she's going to walk, and she's already walking. It's really amazing. So my mom
is believing, right? It's believing that, there is an opposite to everything. There's an opposite to everything. So if we're in anxiety mode because of the unknown, There's an opposite to that, that even though we may not know what's going to happen, if we give faith, the anxiety will go away,
And
right?
everything starts with your thoughts. What you're giving, what are you entertaining? My mom is saying, I'm going to walk. Now, I have somebody that was younger than my mom, that something similar like that thing happened to him, and he died like instantly, because it's like, okay, his thing was, no, I do not want anybody see my privacy. I do not want anybody helping me. So I'm not going to be a burden to anyone. So they go to sleep and they never wake up. My mom, she just
Strong lady, very strong,
home
very
lady
resilient.
continues, and this is what it is now. Her birthday is November 23rd. We're going to have a big party for her, and I bet you she's going to be dancing.
Take a video. Love
Because
to
we
see it.
know her. We know her, and she will be
Yeah,
dancing.
so beautiful. And I know you said she was paralyzed in one arm, so now she's using the other arm.
Yes. Well, the thing is that the power of faith, once again, right, and also in your thoughts, right. It's like she's like this, and next, I saw it. To me, I witnessed a miracle, because next, the hand that I did not see move for 5 years, now she's using it to lift herself and to eat. This past weekend, I had the job of taking care of her. She's doing hot compresses, but I'm letting her. I'm just watching her. She takes the towels and she's put the water, and she's like this, and she does it, and I let her go, because she knows for her that's therapy. She's doing
Yes,
therapy. She loves to cook. I do not interfere. I let her cook. I let her do what she wants to, because to her, she's doing therapy with moving her hands and everything. So she does everything to help herself. So it's all about the thoughts that she has, how everything starts spreading your mind right there. So
absolutely.
if you let any thoughts come in and say you can't do it, there's no way you're ever going to walk again. Look at what just happened to you. There's no way you can do it. And then the other one's saying, says, "Hey, you're a burden to your kids. Huh? All right, come on, it's time to go now." But no, she's not. She's not giving up. She's continuing on. This is a great example. They talk about anxiety. I do recall one time she was getting cramps on her legs, and I have had them in the past, and it's the worst thing that can happen. And she
Mhm.
called everyone. She called everyone in the house, individually with 6 kids. She says, "You have been the best kids ever. If something happens to me, please let me go. Do not resuscitate me. I have had it. It's enough." She did say that one time. And then I went on a retreat where I saw you at Napoleon Hill. And then Gary Glass, he told me about this potassium oil,
Yeah.
and she started using that. And I think it's miracles. The cramps went away and everything. So now I use it too. But it's really good. It's amazing how talking. So God also wants you to talk with people that believe. People, when you get into people that believe, you have people that have experienced similar things or going through it, and then together you're supposed to go through
Yes.
this thing. Because God says, "I did not bring you here so you could carry your burdens on your own. You're supposed to share them with people, and as a group, as a community, you can take them all forward." It is completely amazing when you do that. By ourselves, we cannot do it. Once again, we're not supposed to carry this burden, this anxiety on our own. I mean, that's why you're doing this show right here, to share the word, to tell the world right now that, hey, listen, you're not alone. You're not
We're
alone.
here to help.
God is always with you, but He's
Hmm.
also giving us instructions. Hey, get into prayer. Prayer is the best way to show me. When you get into prayer, you're actually showing how much you trust God. You know that we can do it all on our own, and you're trusting God that He is the one that can remove this thing. For Him, He can. I mean, look at all the miracles that He did, making, allowing people to see again, leprosy, curing leprosy, just like that. Somebody that making people walk, waking up people from the dead. How many more miracles do you want? That's just not somebody that wrote the stories. That's for real. That actually did happen. But the same thing that you're seeing right here is happening in our lives right now. And God sent us these apostles right here, these disciples, Gigi and Pablo, to tell the world that you are not alone. There's no reason why you should carry this anxiety by yourself. All you need to have is a little bit of faith, and God's giving you the assurance that He is with you all the time. And I just showed you some examples with my mom, just to show you how He's working through my mom and everything. But how it works is through faith. My mom has a very strong faith, and that's why I guarantee you she's going to be walking, because she already sees herself walking. What do you think about that, Gigi? You have to assume, you have to see yourself walking already, and then that's exactly what's going to be happening. You have to see yourself being happy again, and that's the way.
I love it. And I'll share my quick personal story. I mean, before I went to, I'm a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor. Before my surgery, the day of my surgery, I told my husband to take me to church so I can light up some candles. And, I still remember that day so vividly, because I knew that the doctors are going to do their job, but I had to first acknowledge the person, the creator that put me on this earth, because he had to do his job first, right? And give the miracle of for me to be here. And that's what we're here to share, that miracles do happen. It's just put your faith in something higher than us. So we're going to switch over because our friends are waiting to listen to what we need to say, or what we are saying in Spanish.
Muy buenas noches. Hoy día estamos hablando de cómo superar la ansiedad con la fe. Un problema, algo muy, muy lindo para todos. He aquí, todos nosotros tenemos nuestros problemas. Nuestros problemas pueden ser financieros, pueden ser del amor, pueden ser de trabajo. Usted le puede nombrar. Aquí, el próximo, dígame qué más. Exactamente, todos tenemos problemas. Pero esos problemas la mayoría de las veces causan una ansiedad, y esa ansiedad no nos permite enfocarnos en lo que tenemos que enfocarnos. Es ahí cuando nosotros tenemos que acercarnos a Dios, porque la paz que usted está buscando, esa paz, solamente Dios le puede dar esa paz. Ahí, pero lo que pasa es, la mayoría de las veces nosotros queremos hacerlos nosotros mismos, pero no podemos. Esa es la ansiedad. Ahora, la única persona que le gusta ver a usted con ansiedad, llorando y triste y todo eso, es el diablo. El diablo quiere verle a usted así. Dios quiere verle a usted alegre, contento con todo. Y Dios le está ofreciendo a usted. Dios dice en la Biblia que tráigame todos sus problemas. Tráigame todos sus problemas. Y Él también dice que Él nos va a enviar a nosotros. Nosotros tenemos dentro de nosotros el Espíritu Santo. El Espíritu Santo es nuestro consolador que está con nosotros todo el tiempo. Qué cosa más bella, ¿no? Pero ahora lo que usted tiene que realizar que ese Espíritu Santo, ese consolador, está con usted. Usted tiene que tener esa fe que le dice que no importa lo que esté pasando, yo voy a encontrar paz en Dios. Yo voy a encontrar paz en Dios. Aquí en Salmos 23 dice que Dios es mi pastor. Nada me faltará. Nada me faltará. Lo que está diciendo aquí es que si usted confía, usted sabe que si usted está con Dios, y usted cree en Dios, Dios le va a dar a usted todo lo que usted necesite. Aquí estamos hablando del amor, de felicidad, de todo lo que le significa la felicidad para usted. Eso es lo que le brinda Dios. ¿Okay? Otra vez, aquí Dios nos promete a nosotros que si estamos con Él, nada nos faltará. Entonces, ahora, si usted le falla un poquito la fe, usted no está creyendo y usted se pone porque como que le falta algo. Y cuando se pone que le falta algo, esa es la ansiedad. En ese momento le falta el dinero para pagar la renta. Ya es el 5 de noviembre y todavía no tiene el dinero completo para pagar la renta. Eso es algo muy serio, muy serio. Yo lo reconozco también. Pero tengamos fe en Dios. Usted tiene fe en Dios, por ahí le va a llegar un trabajito que le va a pagar, le va a dar eso y mucho, mucho más. Yo no juro, no puedo jurar, pero hoy día pasó algo estupendo. Entró un cliente que de veras, de la nada, y cogió, me entregó un sobre, este es el sobre, y me entregó otro sobre encima de eso. Y ese sobre tenía algo que yo ni lo esperaba, ni esperaba ver eso, eso fue completamente así. Eso es cuando uno tiene fe en Dios. Cuando uno tiene fe en Dios, uno no sabe de dónde le va a llegar, pero si uno tiene fe, Dios le va a mandar gente, alguien, alguna conexión para que le traiga lo que usted necesita. Es muy, muy importante tener la fe. Si no tenemos fe, es bien fácil que nos tengan, que el diablo nos ataque y nos ponga con miedos por aquí, miedos por allá, y nos llena de ansiedad. Yo compartí un poquito con una historia de mi mami. Mi mami tuvo un ataque cerebral en la cual se quedó el lado izquierdo completamente paralizado. Y lo que pasa es que, bueno, ella estaba el lado izquierdo paralizado. Yo le prometí que le iba a llevar al Ecuador cuando, después del COVID, bueno, ya fue la oportunidad. Hace 2 semanas la llevé y hicimos escala en Miami. Y cuando estaba en Miami, la señora, mi mami, mi esposa la llevó al baño y mi mami se cayó. Pero porque mi mamá es necia. Dice, mi esposa le quiere ayudar. No, ya déjeme. Entonces mi mamá se cayó y se cae en el lado bueno, se cae en el lado derecho. Entonces ahora mi mamá está así, con los 2 lados que no se puede mover. Y ahora aquí es donde viene el milagro y yo lo miré ese milagro. Lo que sucede es que como no ha movido la mano izquierda, ahora tiene que comer y no quiere que nadie le dé de comer. Entonces la mente trabaja de esa manera. Entonces mi mamá despacito empieza a levantar la mano y empieza a comer con la mano izquierda. Ahora, ella no podía mover la mano izquierda. Ella se andaba arrastrando, tratando de caminar. Ahora ya está moviendo las 2 manos. Está moviendo las 2 manos y ahora se puede balancear. Y ahora está empezando a caminar como está supuesto. Ese es un milagro. Y mamá, cuando sucedió esto, mi mamá dijo, no hay mal que un bien no venga. No hay mal que un bien no venga. Ella lo vio desde el principio, que algo bueno iba a salir de esto. Realmente es nuestros pensamientos. Por eso, y lo que digo ahí, cambie sus pensamientos y usted cambiará su mundo. Y aquí lo que está diciendo es que nosotros tenemos que ponernos el escudo de Dios, el armor de Dios. Eso es lo que nos ayuda. El primero que tiene es el escudo. Ese escudo es para guardar nuestros pensamientos, porque el diablo lo primero que hace es le ataca por los pensamientos. El diablo le ataca por los pensamientos y sabe que si él logra cogerle a usted por sus pensamientos, él ya le tiene a usted. El diablo no le ataca por sus pies. El diablo dice, ay, venga acá, le cojo el pie. No. Le coge en la cabeza, en la mente. En la mente es donde trabaja el diablo. En la mente. Ahí. Él es el que empieza todo. Él es el que empieza todo. Ahí él hace a parejas pelear. De la nada. Pueden estar todos de amores en este momento. Y en la tarde de la nada se empieza a pelear. Después del otro suelta. ¿Y qué? ¿Qué ha pasado? Ahora están durmiendo en cuartos separados. ¿Por qué? Después se dan cuenta que realmente, ¿por qué sucedió esto si estaban todos bien? Eso fue un ataque directamente del diablo que les hizo a cada uno de ustedes o a nosotros mismos. Entonces, ¿cómo es que guardamos nosotros esa ansiedad? La mejor manera de cuidarnos de esa ansiedad es rezando a Dios. Es rezando a Dios. Cuando uno se pone a rezar con Dios, uno está en comunicación con Él, uno con uno. Ahí es cuando uno empieza a rezar. Cuando uno empieza a rezar, no es que se pone ahí y tampoco se reza, Padre nuestro que está en los cielos santificado. No. Tiene que hacerlo expresando las palabras que son Padre nuestro que estás en los cielos. Despacito, nada rápido. Tampoco uno termina eso y después se pone con su lista del mercado, qué es lo que usted necesita. No, no, Dios sabe lo que nosotros necesitamos y Él nos lo va a dar a su debido tiempo. Nosotros lo que empezamos ahí es con gratitud, diciendo, gracias Dios mío, porque ya no lo merezco, pero tú me lo vas a dar. Gracias Dios mío, porque tú eres tan misericordioso. Gracias Dios Padre, no me lo merezco, pero aquí está. Gracias Diosito lindo, gracias. Esa es la cosa más bella. Esa es la cosa más bella, porque donde hay gratitud, hay fe. Esa es una fe perfecta. Agradecer a Dios antes de recibirlo. Right, Gigi? Yeah, thanking God before you receive it. That's the true meaning of faith. That's what we're talking about right here. How do you cure anxiety? Through faith. Thanking God before you even receive it.
It's absolutely the way to expect the better things in life. You know, it's to always believe in the unseen. We're taught to do the opposite. We're told we believe in when we see it. But whether it's overcoming anxiety or anything else, it's knowing that being happy is our natural state. Anxiety is not the natural state of being. And that's why it doesn't feel good. But through prayer, through gratitude, through devotion, to acknowledge that
we can overcome all the anxiety in the world. Everything. The anxiety is all from the devil. And
it's not in the bottle. It's not outside of us. It's all within ourselves. And we get to make the choice, right? We get to make the choice every day. Do we want to get up being happy, or do we want to get up feeling anxiety, fear, worry, doubt? And when someone says, you know, I worry all the time, I question that and say, do you really want to do that? Is that how you want to live your life, to worry? Because worry means you don't know what's coming. But are we really living for the present moment? Or are we living for the future that we don't know what's coming, right? So, you know, the gift of peace is where everything begins. Peace is where love is. Peace is where, right? Peace is where we're happy.
And that is all God. That's what God represents. Those are the characteristics of God. That's what we want. You want peace, you need to be with God. To be with God, you need to get closer. You need to read the scripture, spend time with Him, meditate. When you meditate, it's the time to listen to Him. Ask Him what my main purpose is in this life. Listen. And before you know it, He will tell you what it is. And at the end of the day, what we all want to do is be living on purpose. Not my purpose, but God's purpose. What it is that He wants me to do. He wants us to share this with everyone to make sure that everybody knows that we're not alone. We're not alone right here. And this is a community right here. This is an online community. This online community we're sharing. We're saying, hey, you're not alone. You're not alone.
So beautiful.
We all go through this whole thing. We all have anxiety, and the only way to cure this thing is through prayer and faith.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Pablo. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my Gigi. Thank you.